Hey guys, well, last week I did make a video, but as I was editing it, I got really kind of frustrated with it. What I did is I just set the camera up in the corner on top of the slip tank on the tripod and just let it roll. And I was editing it and I was like, this is the most boring thing I've ever watched. So I got frustrated with it and ditched it. Hurt my wrist again. That's why I haven't been freaking doing a whole lot of forging. So I've really got to pay like special mind to how I'm hammering, how hard I'm hitting, how I'm gripping the hammer, and that kind of stuff. Because yeah, it sucks. I think I forged for maybe 2 hours last weekend, and my wrist was sore all week. So I did get a little bit done on the project. This is what I've got so far for the top secret project. Keep moving the camera the opposite way. It's all forge welded together. You can see that the mild steel core is kind of wobbly. So, and I've got some delamination right there. So I'm gonna have to fix that. But I think I might end up doing it over again. It depends on how this one turns out. But oh great, it's frozen again. This was 4 inches of ice last weekend, and it has been quite a bit colder actually than it was last weekend. I think it's minus 33 with the wind out right now. Feels like minus 26, but it's minus 15, so that's not too bad. Frig's sakes. Anyways, so I'll get the forge fired up, and we'll try to fix that. I don't like how it's delaminating, but I don't know if there's anything I can do about the wavy mild steel core. But we'll see how it looks, see if it maybe adds to it or what. But I don't think I'm going to be forging like that anymore. What I did is I took mild steel center, forge welded one piece to one side, and then did another piece on the other side, and then I forge welded it 4 friggin' times instead of, well, I don't have my welder here, so I would have welded those 4 strips to that mild steel core and just forged it all as one. But yeah, I don't have my welder here. I needed it for work, so yeah. Anyways, enough rambling, we'll get to it. Oh, and one more thing. I'm going to change the camera angle up multiple times during this because it was sitting up here and you guys were watching me do all that stuff, and it was so incredibly boring. Well, yeah, it's just, and I trying to edit each clip out where I'm actually doing something, and it was just like, too tedious. So I got frustrated and deleted all of that footage. So, but anyways, this week I'm in a bit of a better mood, so we will get to it. Well, this might be interesting. Yeah, she's frozen solid. That's not working so good. That's insane. That's running a little better. Yeah, that's it. That way, up off the floor, it's getting some heat. Probably not the smartest idea, but it works. Once I see the ice starting to melt off it, then I'll know that it's starting to get warm, but there's still ice falling. The camera's freezing up. so you seen that I got my blade rough forged to shape. I've got a few cracks in it. I tried to seal up that one a few times, didn't take, but hopefully I can grind that out. If not, it's my first real attempt at Damascus. That little knife, I was grinding it and polishing it up, and bits were flying off it. So, yeah, I need to get better at Damascus. But anyways, it's all just practice, so that's freaking awesome. If you guys can't tell already, I'm making a dagger. I'm not going to say anything else other than that. What I will get into is my freaking forge. This, yeah, you guys seen in the beginning of the video, it was just covered in ice. I had to do some rather unsafe stuff. That's why I didn't move the camera around to keep forging. So I had my stool, that wooden block, that front door that I never put on, and those 3 square tubes propped up right here, and the propane tank sitting on top of it to get any kind of freaking I don't know, flame out of it. The tank is just above room temperature. The bottom is still freaking ice cold, so it was not really hot enough to melt the ice. I had to keep chipping it and smashing it. But when I had it hanging from the ceiling, I moved it because it wasn't getting any heat. I was playing around with this stack. I'd hold the stack over the inlet of the output of the forge, the door, and it would divert the heat and just start melting all the ice off the bottom of it. So, like, you can even get some pretty decent residual heat off of this. So what I was thinking is I can take this stack, I've got one more over there, and basically set this one up like this so it gathers the heat and diverts it, and it'll have the other stack welded here shooting off to the side, and maybe set something up here, like build a little box for the propane, and then have just the heat run into the propane. And if I want, I can just disable that if it's warm enough. But yeah, the only way I was able to keep that freaking fire going was to have the propane tank within, I'm going to say 14 inches of the front of the forge. Like, I couldn't hold my hand in between the propane tank and the forge without my glove on, and it was even still getting pretty toasty. So yeah, if I'm gonna have to figure something out if I want to keep forging out in the winter. It's gonna be tricky. So, but yeah, I figure if I can divert, like, it's throwing off heat, it's just wasted energy if you're not doing anything with it. So I figure that I can divert some of it and then use it to heat up the propane tank, because the water doesn't work. I guess when I picked it up and dropped it, I chipped or broke the bottom of it, so this isn't going to hold water anymore, unfortunately. But it worked. It served its purpose, I guess. It was only like $4 or $5, so more ice, frick's sakes. Yeah, I was thinking, like, this, getting all shaky because it's cold again. This thing just throws the heat, so if I can divert some of it, and if it's long enough, then I'm not going to have to worry about, oh, it's way too hot. But with the propane tank being a foot away from it, it was still just enough. But that was a lot of heat just coming out here, and some hitting it. It was starting to melt the ice. There was a chunk of ice up here or something, and it had just started melting it. But I had to keep rotating the tank to get even heat dispersal. And so I was thinking, if I build a box, I can plumb, like, all the hot air I want into it. And then, yeah, just freaking golden. So that's something that I might try to build. What are your guys' thoughts? Like, I was also thinking about getting a container, or using that one before I freaking broke it, and putting one of those water feeder heaters that they use for livestock, put that in there, see how that works. But that's electricity constantly running to keep that warm. Whereas this idea is just, it's a byproduct of the process to help keep the process going. So it's free. As far as I'm concerned, it's free. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, is it like, I know it's dangerous to overheat a propane tank. They build up too much pressure, and then psh, you got a big problem on your hands. But it's no open flame. It's just hot air. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Am I crazy or am I crazy? Be nice. Anyways, guys, that'll do for today. Sorry for not having videos up for, I guess it's gonna be a month now, 3 weeks or a month. But I had to really rest my wrist. It was getting too bad. Anytime I tried getting up at work, there's my wrist. If I put my palm flat on the ground and push myself up, it wasn't happening. I'd be rolling around on the floor screaming. So I aggravated the tendons or carpal tunnel or something. But yeah, I forged a little bit last week. Got really frustrated with editing the video. That's never happened before, honestly. But I don't know. It's just not a good week, I guess. But yeah, this time was better. I've got the individual clips, so it'll be easier to edit. It's not a whole bunch of just standing around watching me do. So yeah, it'll be easier to edit. I'm gonna have it up for tomorrow, which will, no, that doesn't work. It'll be up right now because you guys are watching it. But I usually make videos either Sunday or Monday, edit them for the next day. So, but anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, take care.